Good morning.
Good morning.
Who's going to be our first viewer today? Okay, I'm going to start by apologizing for my voice. It's been a rough week the last few days, and started with my kids. They both got sick. I know, some kind of flu or something. It's funny. It's not funny. So I sound, yeah, I'm sure there's some good descriptions of how I sound. Anyway, it's been a rough week, and kids were sick for 3 days, and they've been off school, and they're still off school. And then a couple of days ago, my wife and me started getting sick. That was Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
And although I am better than I was, I'm stuck with a bit of a hoarse throat. So
you're going through the transition, like losing your voice somewhat is normal. You're just going through the phases of. And have you been coughing much?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably
it's
will.
dripping down in your lungs, and hopefully I don't get anything, because if I can't talk and he can't talk,
well, that wouldn't be good.
That wouldn't be very good. So
yeah, I think we're past contagious stage, so I think you're okay. Anyway, getting to the live stream, already got 4 people here in the first couple of minutes. That's good. And I'm sure one of those is Ray. Morning, Ray. We'll get to comments and questions. We're going to talk a little bit first before we answer any comments, questions, talk about the subject of the day, which is, what did you tell him? Save my voice.
Well, we always try to come up with a topic to discuss, and I kind of like using questions that I might get on videos, especially ones that are rather interesting, and I never really thought about it myself. But one of the questions I was asked on a previous video was, the gentleman had said he's interested in coming to the Philippines potentially and meeting a Filipina, but he said to me, would it be a deal breaker if I was unable to give this woman children? He didn't mention that he was fixed. He just basically, I'm assuming he may be older or can't have children. So he asked me if that was would be a deal breaker. And I kind of gave him my opinion in response, several different scenarios. But I thought that was rather interesting, and me, myself, when I first met Che, one of the things that it was brought to my attention was, I've never had children. So it was asked, would I ever be considered by Che or in Leah in a roundabout way, how would you feel if she wanted children? And I said, it'd be fine. I said, that would be, selfish of me to say that someone couldn't have children just because I didn't want them, especially because she didn't have any. So, yeah, I'm kind of in the situation now. Is it possible that I've never been fixed, but is it possible that if I would try to have children, maybe those little buggers aren't going to give me children? Maybe.
Little buggers.
I'm trying to be politically correct, maybe. Sperm, like if mine wasn't firing off on all cylinders. Yeah, that's always possible. I guess that's in rare situations, but I hear situations like that.
Okay, so this subject we're talking about right now, especially the children issue, this is what prompted us to do this subject today, because again, you brought it up, and I'm quite passionate about this subject as well. I've done videos with my wife about it, and also I have opinions. I don't know if they'll be the same as yours, but to me, this is a big deal breaker. And this is really a situation where you have, I think this comes up a lot when you have foreigners dating younger Filipinas. Usually an older foreigner that have often already had kids. In your case, you haven't, but in most cases, the older foreigners already had kids. They've grown up and gone away, and they're out here in their retirement years, and they want to be with a young Filipina. And they'll often be like, well, I don't want to have kids. I've already done that. I want to enjoy my life now. And I feel passionate about that, because often the Filipinas will put their personal desires aside and think, well, maybe having someone older that's going to support me and maybe help my family. That's more important to me. Well, at the moment, later on, maybe it's not. So they, in some cases, I know cases where Filipinos have literally not had children to please the foreigner, but they end up living in regret with that.
Right.
So my point I'm trying to make, I really think that a foreigner that's wanting to get into a relationship with a younger Filipina, there's got to be a discussion at the beginning to whether, kids is a deal breaker or not, and if the young or the Filipino says, no, I want kids, in my opinion, think the foreigner should say, this isn't the right person for me, and to move on and find someone else.
Right. And I kind of think about it too, like, especially, it's kind of touchy. It's like, if you're dating and you're just getting to know somebody prior to being married, like, that's definitely something that should be spoken about. But especially if you plan on marrying this individual, you need to be a man of your word. And yes, majority of people come here, and even myself included, the first thing I want to do is come here and get married and have children right away. Like, I don't want to do that either. No. So if that's selfish of me, I guess so. That's important to me. I kind of think about it as, I worked all my life. I had dreams and goals and things I want to do in my retired life. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to see things. I don't want right away necessarily the responsibility of a child or children, because when you have a child or children, everything becomes, for the most part, about them. And again, I don't want to come off as selfish, but then you're limited in being able to have opportunities to travel or do things, especially if you have to bring the children along with you. And you can attest to that. Like, things, you can't just say, okay, we're going here and doing this. You have to take into account the children.
It changes things, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And by the way, just those that are coming on, the subject today, we're talking about deal breakers, things that really, if you discuss with your partner that you're like, no, this isn't going to work, and that's the end of the relationship. We're having that discussion. Right now, we're talking about children. Anyway, as you come on, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. And we want to hear from you as well, your opinions on what we're talking about, and also share with us your experience and what you think are deal breakers.
Right.
So anyway, that's my pitch.
So do you want me to continue with my?
You continue, because my wife is making me some kind of a drink.
All right, ginger.
A magic drink.
So I'm covering for Gary.
She's going to make me a magic drink.
His raspy voice.
Yeah,
but
hopefully it'll help. Get some of that in there.
Other thoughts that I've had, I guess it's still connected to like the whole children thing. Older foreigners coming here, most of them probably already do have previous children. Sometimes you meet a Filipina that already has children, so then she might not be interested in having any more. But again, she could want more just because she wants your DNA. That's what you hear. They want to mix foreigner DNA with a Filipina DNA and have this beautiful creation, such as your daughter Gracie is obviously Filipina / American blood meshed together, and it's a masterpiece. She's beautiful. Yeah. And you can already see when she goes up, gets older someday, well, Gary's going to be he's going to be watching closely, because he's probably not going to trust just any man with his daughter.
No. By the way, I've got to jump in there, because you're hitting on something that I experienced with my wife. It's like you said, they may already have children, and maybe they don't want any more, don't need any more. So with my wife, she knows this isn't a secret. But when I met her, I had this discussion pretty early in the relationship about children. I, believe it or not, strange to believe now, but I did not want more children. I'd done that. And so I'm one of these people I'm talking about today. But because I didn't want to be selfish, I don't want to get into a relationship and then tell her, you can't have children. I had this discussion with her early in the relationship. Now, she already had a child. She had blessed one child. So I asked her clearly, straight up, are you happy and satisfied just having one child? Because I don't want any more children. And if we're going to pursue a relationship,
Right.
you know, you need to know that I'm not having any more children. She said at the time she was. And this is the point I'm trying to make, is the Filipinos won't always be totally honest on what their heart really feels or says. They may have feelings for you and they don't want to upset you and they want to, you know.
And they'll say things that only you want to hear.
You know, so I found out later on that wasn't true, that she always did want more children.
But when you
she did have more, that's a whole new story why it even happened, but praise God it did.
But when you go back, like potential deal breakers, maybe a deal breaker for the foreigner, some foreigners might not be interested in a Filipino that already has children to someone else. They may want to have children with somebody who doesn't have any at all. Now for you, although you didn't want to have any more children, been there, done that, was there any deal breaker for you in regards to meeting a Filipino that already had children? Obviously, Leah already had Bless. So how was that?
Well, no, first of all, Bless wasn't living with her. So when I was in the relationship, Bless, which happens a lot in the Philippines, where the grandparents will end up raising the children while the mother's out working or doing what they have to do. And again, sorry about my voice, guys. This morning, battling something, and anyway,
Lady boy.
Yeah. So she had the child and wasn't living with us. So let me think. If I was walking into a situation where the child was living with a mother and I'm in a new relationship, that may have been a deal breaker
for you.
Because I didn't.
And that's what I was curious about as a foreigner. Maybe what are your deal breakers?
Although, and that's for me, but I think it can be a good thing if a Filipino has had children, if you're an older foreigner and they've had kids, because maybe they are satisfied and they don't need any more children. So now you don't have to worry about getting them pregnant and going through all that. So it can have benefits too if they already have children.
Right.
But again, going back to me, yeah, I think it would have been a deal breaker because I was kind of like you at the beginning when I first met Leah. I wanted to enjoy my life a little bit, do things, go places, and I didn't want to be, handicapped by a child.
Right.
But things changed quickly for me because we had the COVID and pandemic and all that stuff. Kind of ruined everything.
And that's another thing too, like with time, people can change their mind too. Someone, and I'm not speaking for myself, I'm just looking at big picture. Someone could initially in their mind think, hey, I may or may not want to have children. Maybe somebody who's just adamant saying, hey, I don't want to have children. But then they change their mind. Yeah. Just the same way. Hey, yeah, I'm okay with having children. And time goes on, the person could potentially change their mind. That's why I kind of say, if you're going to, in my opinion, if you're going to marry somebody, those things have to be ironed out. Like in a agree. I mean, if you're taking you're going to be married. That's about being honest and you're committing yourself. Well, that's everything. That's, if you have an agreement to commit yourself to this person, and one of those agreements was, aside from marriage, was to have children. I think that would be just awful if you would marry somebody on the idea of having children and you just say, oh, no, that's, I couldn't do that.
So before we get to some comments or questions, we've got a few, and keep the questions coming, guys. It'll help make this live stream interesting. Oh, I sense something's coming in. Who's that? Oh, it's my wife.
You can just throw it there. Thank you, Leah.
My wife is bringing me some magic drink for my throat.
She brought me some magic too to prevent me from getting this.
Honey? You want to say hi? You should, because your picture is the one that's in the thumbnail this morning.
Yeah, they're expecting to see you.
So if you at least put your face on the video once, they can't say it was clickbait. Right?
Yeah, I did.
How's she doing? Okay.
Yeah, downstairs.
She happy?
Watching TV.
All right.
Thank you for the.
Send us some questions.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So cheers. Come on.
That'll soothe your throat.
Okay. So before we get to these questions, when should the couple, when you're in a relationship, when should they have this discussion? At what point?
I mean, in my opinion, you should have it up front right away, even if you're just dating.
Okay. Well, wait a minute.
But
You say, yeah, up front right away. I mean, if you just met someone, you've been in a relationship for a week, for instance, you don't know anything about each other. Do you really want to be talking about?
no, I'm not saying. I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to really be talking about kids. I'm just saying, in my opinion, from what I've seen and experienced since I've been here, I think the idea for a Filipina, especially if she doesn't have children and she's dating an older foreigner, which that's a whole other topic of discussion in itself. But I think that, all right, realistically, maybe after a month or two, like if that's what you're saying, but like I don't think a girl's gonna waste her time even bothering to get to know somebody if you're not interested in having children, because she's afraid that she would care about you too much, that she'd be willing, she might just say, you know what, I love so-and-so, maybe we don't need to have children. And then she might regret that.
Right. So it's kind of
which is kind of what you were.
It's kind of tough to know exactly when to have that conversation. You've got to have it as soon as possible. But you don't want to be meeting someone talking about marriage and babies after a week.
Right.
I mean,
No.
But sometimes the Filipinos kind of push that anyway.
Yes.
That's true. It's
they
true.
put the pedal to the metal and accelerate the relationship.
So maybe. Anyway, let's get to some people, shall we? You're reading.
Yeah, I'm reading.
There we go. I'll click the button. You read.
Ray Moore. Who's Ray?
I have no idea.
Know Ray.
We've met Ray before.
Good morning, Ray. Ray says, good morning, gentlemen. How you doing this morning, Ray? Everything going good up in Tagaytay?
That's where he is.
Yeah.
I don't think I even knew that. Or maybe you mentioned it.
Yeah. Scott Hummer says, hello, Gary and friend.
Hello, Scott. How are you? And yes, this is my friend.
Do you know who Scott is?
Yeah.
All right, you're familiar with Scott. I like obviously he was military.
I'm familiar with the name. He's been on, I mean, I've never met him.
But
I don't think.
You never know. He's very familiar. It's nice to see you here, Scott. I've never seen you before on a live stream, but welcome.
Yeah, and those coming on, if you don't have a question, at least just send a message. Let us know where you're watching from today.
Yeah.
And say hi.
That's always cool.
But we like questions and comments, especially about the topic today, which I think is it's an important topic, actually.
Yeah.
Is that next door's baby or my baby? I don't have a baby. Grace is not a baby. That's next door. Okay.
Ray says, I had that last week, Gary. Oh, how you're feeling?
Now, I feel okay. I just don't sound so good.
Yeah, you have this very deep
ladyboy type voice.
Wow.
Well, yeah, no.
You're the one that gave me that idea when you were teasing Leah about.
Well, yeah, because when a woman gets this, then
that can be deceiving. They're like, does her voice really sound like that? Ray Moore, the other Ray times two, he's on both channels. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, I'm checking out my phone now. Yeah, I see that. Scott, your friend Scott says, hello, Michael. Hello. Thank you for being here. Nice to meet you. If you have any questions or anything, please feel free or comments on what we've been talking about. Fire away.
Yeah, I would think usually the type of audience we get, this would be a subject people would have opinions on.
Mm-hmm.
So, or experiences with. So please, I don't see too many questions popping up or comments on this subject. So get those thinking caps on.
Hey, Lee's here. Lean.
Lean on me.
Hi, everyone, and good morning. How are you doing this morning? Nice to see you back here again. Thank you for supporting both our channels because we're actually doing them simultaneously. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to Gary's channel, which is
Still called American Christian in the Philippines.
And if you're not a subscriber to mine, you go to @somethingsimple2, but it's just something simple, but that's where you find it. And give a thumbs up on your
Thumbs up, a like, press.
Yeah, like if you don't like it, you don't have to hit like. Maybe I don't like
I
it.
think they should. If they're here watching, they should press like anyway.
Well, they must like something about
You
us.
see, they might be watching it and not liking it, but they're still watching it, so they're liking, not liking it.
That's true. I never looked at it that way, but that is very true.
If they didn't like it, they wouldn't be here. And in which case, when we ask the question to press like, they would be already gone. So I don't think it's an option. I think you have to press like.
Yeah, they'd like to like us or like to not like us. I like that.
I have no idea what I just said, by the way.
But I think I understood. Lean says, cheating is a no-no for me. Yeah, that's a big...
Deal breaker.
That's a big... I think that's a topic, and no matter where you live in the world, like cheating is a no-no. I guess I've heard different opinions from Filipinos here with their experiences with the locals, but I could tell you about the number of women that I dated, American women that cheated on me.
Okay, here's my opinion on this. I think everybody tends to say their opinion is, oh, it's a deal breaker, someone cheats on me. But when it actually happens, it's not always that easy. I know from my feelings, okay, me and my wife, first of all, we would never cheat on each other. And for those that say never, you're wrong, we would never cheat on each other. But okay, in some hypothetical world, if she did cheat on me, it's no second chances on that issue. That's it. And she says the same thing. If I cheat, that's absolutely it. But then I know people that would have had that same opinion until their
Actually
person's spouse were cheated, and then they may be like, "Oh, please forgive me. You're supposed to be forgiving." And I just don't know what happened. I had a moment of insanity. We all make mistakes, and often they'll give them a chance. And
I've been in relationships where I've been cheated on, and I forgave them. Probably, and I was younger. Probably my biggest mistake. Once, I don't know. You hear that famous saying, "Once a cheater, always a cheater." Again, it was many years ago. We were younger. We all make mistakes, and forgiving only set it up for it to happen again. It's just like, I guess it's hard, especially if you put a lot of time into the relationship of several years, and then out of nowhere, you find out or it's revealed that your girlfriend is cheating on you, or vice versa, the boyfriend's cheating on the girlfriend. I mean, it's devastating. It's heartbreaking. I've had it happen. I'd say being cheated on is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Hurtful thing that's ever happened to me.
I'm going to take this just slightly off topic. Is that okay? Because it's a question. It's related.
No, I know.
It's related to the question, but I've got to bring this up because my channel's a Christian channel too, so I've got to bring some of that into it. So the person say that cheated on you, were they Christian?
Practicing Christian, no.
Okay. So did they have a strong value system grounded in God? Or not really?
I'd say based off of the people that I'm remembering that cheated on me, no.
Okay, so here's my question.
So you're killing me already because you're making complete sense.
Well, it is sense. I'm just asking.
No, it's not a coincidence.
In this question, and once again, if you are someone that's got no objective moral system and it's all subjective, you don't have a relationship with God, then what's wrong with cheating?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
When you look at it that way, and I never looked at it that way.
Without God setting the law and having this value system that's not set by us, right? Then it becomes only subjective, only becomes what you decide as right and wrong. So if you don't have God in your life, then whatever you choose to be right or wrong is morally right for you.
And here's the interesting thing also. When I was in these relationships where I was cheated on, my practice, Christian faith, Catholic, wherever I was at that point, was not very strong either.
Right.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And it is interesting. And I guess that's my whole point is cheating is absolute no-no. Lean, however you say that. It's a no-no. But when you have God in your life, I think that makes it an absolute no-no.
Very good point.
I think so too.
Ray Moore says, it is important to be completely honest with yourself and whoever you are dating. Yeah. And again, for me, 55 years old, and not that that's old or young, whatever, but I think I get to a point in my life where I just say, based off of my past experiences, I know what I want to do, will do, and won't do. And if it sounds or comes off selfish, I need to do the best thing for me. I need to prioritize myself, and to God is what I'm getting at. But when I have that priority to God with me, myself, I feel like I'm not going to allow any of these distractions, temptations, just to take me off the path. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to. Now, is it hard to do that? Of course it's hard, but I just know for me, I'm not going to set myself up. I'm going to do my best to not set myself up for failure in all aspects of life, whether it's relationships, whatever. I have to protect myself. I have to do this for me.
Yeah.
Robert Armstrong, an American Christian in the Philippines. Hello, Gary and Michael. Hope you guys are doing great.
Hello, Robert Armstrong.
I'm doing great.
I feel okay.
He feels okay. He just doesn't sound okay.
Now, if it wasn't for the fact the kids got sick and then I got sick with my wife, I might have said the hike we did last week, maybe that was the cause of it.
True.
So a week ago, I'm off subject again.
Yeah.
A week ago, we went on this hike to a waterfall. And it was interesting, wasn't it?
I loved it.
I loved it too, actually.
I was proud of you.
Yeah, it was quite hard. I was breathing a lot heavy. And, I said, if it wasn't for the kids, I might think, did all that heavy breathing cause this? But it didn't, because obviously the kids have had it. So
maybe your energy levels got low, which allowed whatever virus you had, it weakened, lowered your immune system, and then it kind of jumped you. Maybe I'm thinking, but I wouldn't think your exercise is and breathing is what got you sick.
No, I don't know. Maybe I think mosquitoes or something.
And you weren't getting bit up, were you? I didn't get bit up either.
It's a whistle. Anyway.
That was so much fun, that water.
You know what? And then we'll get back to our topic on deal breaks in a second, but check out Michael's channel and my channel. We both did a video on that hike to the waterfall, which I thought were pretty good videos. And for some reason, and it's not just us, I was looking at, if you look at waterfall videos people in the Philippines, they're terrible. Nobody gets any views. I don't know if people just aren't interested in seeing nature or beautiful things, but I mean, when you put effort into that video, I put a lot of effort into it. I was quite pleased with the end result, and nobody's watching them. So if you're watching this, check out the videos.
They were duds, in my opinion, but it was I thought it was cool. We brought everybody along on our trip. I thought it was funny. Plus, it was kind of humorous,
Okay, we got 16 people with us, so let's see some more likes coming up. And I want to see some more questions about or comments about the subject today of deal breakers. We've already talked about children being a deal breaker. Lean brought up about cheating.
Yeah.
Is a deal breaker. So what are deal breakers for you guys that are watching? You know, or anything we've discussed so far.
Right.
Make some comments or questions on it.
Ray says, my personal deal breaker is if a woman knows me more than myself, when she insists that I am thinking something that I am not, or I feel a certain way when I don't. That is unacceptable to me. That sounds very familiar, Ray. I think you might have mentioned this to me before about your previous situation. Anything you want to say about it?
I do, but my wife might be watching. But you know, it's not like it's a. Again, apologize for the voice. The ginger's not kicked in yet. Are you drinking the same thing?
Mm-hmm. She's trying to prevent me from getting what you have.
Yeah, you're not going to get it. Anyway, my point is, it's not like it's not a deal break issue, but it's an irritating issue where even my wife, she knows because I complain about it. Sometimes when we're having a disagreement or something, she does tend to tell me how I'm thinking or feeling, and that drives me insane. It's
Like she's a mind reader.
Yeah.
I haven't really now with Filipinas or Che. She may misunderstand me, but she never like kind of tells me how I'm thinking or feeling. Or I think with us, only with us, I think it's more of a misunderstanding, the language barrier, communication kind of thing. Maybe she wants to express something that she thinks I'm feeling, but she doesn't know how to translate it in English to really truly get her point across, which we've run into that with a lot of things. But anyway, get back to you.
Well, I think it's probably for the fact we've been together a long time as well, and she sees certain patterns, and so you know maybe she's got good reason to think.
Patterns are one thing, though.
No,
she obviously, Leah acquired that over time being with you. She knows you probably. Maybe he means initially early on. I don't know how far along the relationship was where someone's constantly insisting they know you. There are some things that over time, she's gonna know you like a book, you know, and there's certain things over time that Che's gonna know me as well.
and then she's probably right a lot of the time too.
Right.
You know, it's just the one times when you're having a disagreement, and you're not thinking a certain way, and then you're accused of it. That's irritating. But she's probably more right than not, you know, with how I feel. Again, because does she know me more than I know myself? Maybe sometimes she does. Anyway, but I wouldn't say it was a deal breaker, not as in a relationship.
Yeah. Especially early on, if someone doesn't really know you and then they're acting like they do know you, that's would be a problem. Ray says, I only be here for a little while. I have to shower, make a trip to immigration this morning. I've been back for a month. Yeah, I'll be doing that either today or after today or tomorrow. I have to go to immigration too.
My pain, still 60 days.
It's only when I first get here, my passport gives me a month. Then my first renewal only gives you 1 month. Then the next one is 2. It's so goofy how that works.
So what do you want when you go to immigration? When tomorrow, you said? When are you going to immigration?
Either later today or tomorrow.
And are you going to get a 60-day next time?
That's when I can get the 60, and I have to pay towards my ACR renewal. My card gets renewed. I have to pay into that as well because that expires in September.
There is a better option, you know.
I know what you're going to say. Not yet.
Here we go. Telling me how I think.
Yeah, see, I guess I know you. I'm getting to know you too.
Except you're right.
Yeah, I was reading his mind. There's a way around.
Maybe everybody can read my mind. I don't know.
Raymore says, Leah is awesome. Hi, Leah.
She is awesome.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine, but he obviously husband and wife. Sometimes I have to remind him how good he has it.
You know what? We're in the month of August.
Hmm.
It's August, right?
Yeah.
It's my anniversary month.
Oh boy. Wedding anniversary month.
Actually, we're going to be married, legally married, 5 years on August 28th.
Do not forget that date. That's good though. You're already remembering right now. That's really good. Most, I don't know if I'd remember.
Yeah.
But see, yeah,
5
5-year
years.
anniversary is coming.
Yeah. Amazing.
Time flies.
Yeah. Hello, Tony.
Oh, Tony Freed. He's here from the USA. Hey, Tony, how you doing? What part of the USA are you from? Ever been to the Philippines? Interested in coming to the Philippines? Feel free to ask questions, make comments. Glad you're here. He's a new face for me.
Yeah, I don't recognize him either. So welcome. And if you haven't subscribed to the channels, subscribe to both.
Yeah, you got
American Christian in the Philippines.
mine's just something simple, which is the name something simple, or just do at something simple too.
Yeah. Where in USA? Tony, where in USA?
Yeah, that's what I asked him too. Yeah, where
Oh, you did? Sorry.
Mr. Dave, our buddy's here. Of course, Dave, you're so wonderful. Mr. Dave is Mr. Wonderful, supporting Gary as a cute goatee beard.
I do today, and it's a bit too white though. You know, I need to get some of that just for men. You know, to brush in.
The darkened stuff.
Well, you know, I've used it before. I used to use it when I met my wife because, you know, it was great even 5 years ago. Except when I met my wife, you look at all my pictures, everything's kind of dark. Because I used to brush in. A lot of men do, a lot of them don't admit it, but I think a lot of men do. But out here where most people have dark hair, it's not a product.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But, you know, because I can't use a black. Obviously, I look like a ridiculously fake. So I tried a natural color I would use is a light brown. You know, but light brown is just not. I've even tried on Amazon and they never even have it. So I'm stuck with a white beard. It's not funny. I'm laughing at me.
You make me laugh. Just
Yeah.
You're fine. You
You know,
have the same. You have the
I'm
same.
lucky. Where's your gray hair? You don't have any.
But look, your beard is the same color as Dave's hair.
Yeah, Mr. Dave's profile picture.
But Dave, that's from all the stress Dave gets being locked up in prison. He's in his pumpkin suit. Stiff Richard. Now, Richard, I know Richard. That's freaking funny. I have to read that. He's been on our live streams. He's really nice. He's great, but this is just perfect. Gary, are you a swinger? I'm good.
I don't even know where to begin.
Have you ever had a question like that?
You know, when I take my kids to the park, we'll sit on the swing. And
Swinging on the swing.
that's about as close to being a swinger as I am.
Nice to see you, Richard. That was funny. He was just joking with you.
I figured that
Ray
out.
says, yes, Dave Guapo. Oh, he's commenting on about you looking so handsome with the goatee.
You know, I like having a goatee. I shave it sometimes because my wife likes.
Because I started
And
it.
you too, yeah.
Basically, I think Gary was trimming his goatee and screwed up and had to shave it all off. And then he was clean shaved. And I said, wow, you look like, I don't know, 10 years, 15 years younger. And then Leah started commenting after that, like she liked it. And then he's saying to Leah, you only like it because he made a comment. It's just funny. You have to be around them as much as I am.
My kids like it shaved too. Because they don't know. Gracie doesn't like to kiss me because I'm spiky. You know?
Dad, you put needles in my face.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the questions coming. We've got a few, but I know we're getting off topic a little bit, but
We always do.
that's okay. So let us know about your experiences and what's deal breakers.
Yeah, what would be a deal breaker for you in regards to dating a Filipina, age, whatever it may be, Christian, and then what you know, Filipinas obviously have deal breakers.
That's a great one, by the way. What you just said, age. where's the line? I'd like to know from people watching, where's the deal breaker
For age gap.
difference? I mean, if you're a Filipina, not there's any of them watching, maybe a couple, but is there a certain age man you would say, no, that's anything older than that's a deal breaker? Or what about in reverse? I mean, is there a point where the girl would be too old or too young?
For me, you want me to
Yeah, why don't you?
All right, for me and my experiences back home in the U.S. before I even got here, the majority of the women that I dated were significantly younger. And in the U.S., it's very different. Most of these women approach me more than I approach them. But, I'm now 55 as of April. I would say some of the girls now that I was dating, how many years ago, they'd probably be in their 30s now. So you're talking a 20 plus age gap. But I'm always just a believer. I mean, as long as you're legal, doing it the right way and stuff like that, it's to each his own. I mean, my gosh, you grow up all our life in Hollywood, but I call it Hollywood now, for years. Celebrities, all these people had age gaps, and it was like okay for them, but not okay for thee. It's just like, if two people are happy with each other, want to be with each other, and it's between the two people, and people want to judge, which that's fine, have their opinion, that's fine. I don't care. But no matter what anybody says, and I know I'm sure you obviously feel this way. I don't care what anybody says or anybody thinks. It's my life. I'll do what I want with it. I'm not doing anything wrong. There's very mature younger people. When I was in my 23, 24, girls when I was in my 20s and they were in their 20s are basically the same as what I am now. Yes, when you get older, you get wiser, you change, your maturity level changes and all that. But I could never date a woman close to my age. They couldn't keep up with me. They just couldn't, and I'm being honest.
I might get some comments on that one.
Well, they just couldn't keep up with me, and I'm sorry. Like, I have an active lifestyle. I like to get out and about, exercise, and doing this, doing that, and I don't know. It just seemed like when I was meeting younger girls, they were more attracted to the fact that not only was I older, and we're not even going to get into the whole financial money, yada yada stuff, but people like my personality. They thought I was a funny guy, and I enjoyed life. And
so just to clarify, when you talk about them not being able to keep up with you, you're talking about because your active lifestyle.
Well, yeah,
not
sports. No.
Someone out there's going to think that,
No, I meant like from a sports, athletic, exercise, like to do activities where you need to be in good physical shape.
Well, tell me about it. After last week's hike,
right?
While I'm walking and I'm like, needing oxygen, I look behind me. You're like, "Are you okay, Gary?"
Plus, you had to play the balancing act too. I mean, it wasn't like a flat path or rocks climbing everywhere. And Gary said many times, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, I did.
When he'd see an obstacle in front of him. But anyway, Ray says, over jealous is a deal breaker for me. I agree. A little insecurity is understandable. Agree. But when I face constant accusations, then I'm not going to be with someone attacking me for my character.
Yeah.
Any comments?
No, I agree. I actually, I had a relationship before I met my wife with someone who had insanely jealous issues. And it was compounded by the fact that I used to travel because I was traveling between China, Hong Kong, and Philippines all the time. So when I was in relationships back then, half of the month, like 2 weeks at least of every month, I wasn't with them. And I'd be in, a different country. And I had a girl that was just convinced that every time I was away, I was up to no good. And I got accused of things all the time. And I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, it ended up breaking up the relationship, really.
Yeah, a little bit of a jealousy thing is like, I guess, normal. You should never be so comfortable with somebody that you don't feel like you're ever gonna lose them, I guess. But Dave DVV,
Hello, Dave.
D4V3, they presume too much. Hi, Dave. You're a new face.
Yeah, that's another new one. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to go? Like, so basically he's saying is that they presume too much, like as far as knowing what you're thinking.
Maybe.
Can you be more specific? Like
An example.
Yeah, give us an example, Dave, of like what they presume too much. But thanks for being here, and you're a new face. I'm not familiar with you. Richard says raw garlic and honey will knock out that cold.
I don't know what's in this. What's in this drink?
Ginger.
Is it garlic in this
Um,
one? I know what she put in.
I would assume there's honey in this too.
Yeah, maybe.
Something sweet, but ginger, honey. Let's see, Richard's helping. He went from thinking you were a swinger, now he's trying to take care of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that the same one? Call me a swinger?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's, see,
Yeah. And yeah, I was saying also zinc. I mean,
Yes.
that's important. You know, so all of us want zinc right now, the kids. And
Ray Moore says, Dr. Richard in the house. Hey, Richard. Yeah, Richard's, like I said, the one. He's been in my last few live streams, been very supportive and showing up. Ray Moore says, hit the like button, guys, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed, if you're new. But we might have a lot of the normal people from our little community that we've started so far. Hopefully it grows.
yeah,
But one day at a time or one Tuesday at a time.
right. And maybe next week we'll do our live from a different location.
Yeah, we want to try that. We're thinking about, what were you saying? Okay.
Well, we could do. We've got to have Wi-Fi, obviously. So,
Right.
And as you experienced yesterday, if you're walking around, it's going to possibly be spotty,
Yeah.
and nothing worse than a live stream just going
Yeah.
dead,
Jumping.
freezing up. So maybe just different locations, coffee shops and stuff.
Yeah, we want to change it up a bit.
Yeah, so maybe next week we'll do the Cafe Bob's.
That would be cool. You know, it would be so cool though, if we could do a live stream and then we'd have a topic and then there'd be somebody at the coffee shop who was familiar and wanted to give their opinion on a topic. That would be fun. Just not the whole segment, but just like a brief, you know what I mean? Like a random person, hey, I frequently watch your channel. And just mention something about the topic. I think it would make it interesting. Just random people. I'm sure the men would like it if it was a Filipino, but.
By the way, talking of subjects and topics, we always want to get people's opinion on what kind of subjects they would like us to talk about. So,
Yeah, that too.
if you've got ideas of things that you want us to, talk about one Tuesday, just let us know and we'll start making a list of different topics. I mean, I think next week, if we do what we were talking yesterday, we want to talk about money and the real cost of living these days in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a really interesting one for us to talk about because we have it from such different perspectives. You're living a very different life from me. You don't have kids, you have schools and things to worry about.
Yeah.
You don't have a car. There's a lot of things. And I'm living in a house, you're in an apartment. So it'd be good to see two sides of of a budget, basically.
What you spend more like living in an apartment.
So maybe we can bring that up next time.
Yeah.
I think it's always a subject. people are
Richard says,
interested
hey,
in.
Ray. Tony Freeze from Nebraska, 5-time visitor. Wow. We'll retire in 2027. Deal breaker is I love you after a date or two. Yeah.
That's a good one.
I've had that happen already.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not necessarily going to agree with it as a deal breaker, but I will say it's a red flag.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher. It kind of could be, like you said, maybe not a deal breaker, but maybe a little bit of a red flag. Someone's telling you they love you that quick. There's probably, I'm not saying there's no such thing as love at first sight, but there's probably another motive.
I'll say it. There's no such thing as love at first sight.
Well, yeah.
You might be
Lust at first sight.
Yeah, you might
There's
be-
lust at first sight.
exactly.
Yeah.
You might find someone irresistibly attracted to you, but love is an emotion that I think is a connection between your spirits, and it takes time to get to know each other.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody can love each other without knowing each other.
Yeah, someone telling you they love you that quick, they want to latch on you that quick, it's probably a monetary, it's about money, most likely.
Probably, but I mean, I would say probably most likely, but in some cases, it's just Philippines can act a little desperate sometimes.
Or they're also thinking, okay, I want to latch onto this guy before another Filipina tries to get him.
Yeah.
I've heard that comment made. They mentioned saying that Filipinos can be somewhat competitive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When a foreigner comes here.
No, that's true.
Robert says, so any suggestions you guys have when renting a car in the Philippines to watch for on Facebook and protecting your rental car so you're not opening yourself up for scams? I know nothing about renting anything other than an apartment.
You know what? My only suggestion: go to a legitimate company where you have a contract and you sign something. There's plenty of them around. I hired several times before I had a car. I hired cars in Dumaguete, and I never had any issues. I mean, what you've got to be careful with is a lot of rental car companies out here don't have the insurance protection. So you've got to be careful of that. You go and have an accident or something, you could be, hit up for some costs.
Yeah.
Now, I do think if I'm not mistaken, I think that there are companies now offering some kind of insurance. So definitely look out for that. So, when looking for
I'm not that brave when it comes to renting a vehicle or a motorbike here, unless I'm way out in the province somewhere. Robert says, or try and find a company that's local to your province you're in to rent a car from. Yeah, I mean, if I was in a province area like where we were visiting Chase, I'd have no problem. Even owning a motorbike there. You'd be able to zip and zing all over the place there. Like it's so different. Not stressful on the road. Heck, a foreigner rode past us. He was on it was a big four-wheeler, off-roading four-wheeler, but he was American. Looked like former military, big guy. This thing wouldn't probably get stuck anywhere. That was what he was traveling on the road with. It's kind of neat to see.
Yeah.
All for one.
And one for all.
Island living was so boring there. Zero nightlife, empty and soulless. Always wary of rip-off artists and scammers. Absolutely awful place. Well, all for one, thanks to you for being here. I'd probably agree to disagree with you on that one. Nightlife, I wouldn't know much about because I could care less about that. Just depends on where you're at.
Yeah, I'm saying he says island living. It depends on which island you're talking about and where. I would agree with him. And for me, okay, islands I'm familiar with, like Sigiho, beautiful little island, but after a few days, I got to get off. I would go insane with boredom. Nowhere to. It's nature and it's nice. You might be okay because you like walking and doing stuff every day, but I got to have some civilization too. I'm not someone that can live in a remote area away from everything.
It probably depends on the person too. All for one, always wary of rip-off. I was wary of rip-off artists in the United States too, not just here. Heck, I get scam emails before I ever even came here from the US thinking they were legit emails for something. And, I mean, but I wouldn't say it's an awful place. I mean, if it was awful, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly. And he says, always wear a rip-off artists and scams. Well, that's worse in the cities, the bigger cities. I don't know about the small islands. I think it's less of an issue. I don't know.
I don't know. Where did you live, all for one, when you were here that gave you such a bad experience?
Yeah, and of course, if he's single, I can imagine that might be a little boring.
Yeah, if you aren't meeting any girls, I don't know.
I mean, it depends what you're here for, I guess. Good. Back on topic. Richard.
Deal breaker for me in any country is when they break out the tarot cards and want to give me a read. Oh, going to give me a reading.
Tarot cards.
Yeah.
Tarot cards, I guess that's what he calls them.
Just a little.
Yeah, that'd be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened to me yet, but that hasn't happened to me yet.
Oh, yeah, that's never, fortunately for me, that's never happened in any country. I don't think anybody's ever approached me. I don't know if I've ever been to a place where they did tarot card readings. Like, I'm sure I've seen them somewhere along the way, but I never really paid much attention to them. But yeah, that'd be kind of freaky, scary. George P. Hello, George.
Hello, George.
I met my girlfriend in the Philippines, a Christian Filipina. All right. And I visited her, and she's a wonderful Christian girl. But at my age, I'm not sure if I want to have a child, and it's making it hard.
Okay. This is where we started today. And why don't you give your opinion? Because I know mine might be different from yours. But,
Geez. It's good that you met her on Christian Filipina. It's very good that she's a Christian girl. But at your age, I'm not sure I want to have a child. I guess maybe you've already had previous children. You're older. And I'm assuming the girl you're with currently, the Filipino right now, does want children, and that's why it's making it hard for him right now. And I guess my only advice is you two just need to talk, and you just need to be honest. I don't think, if it is a deal breaker for her that she doesn't, or she does want children and she knows that you don't, and it's not going to work out, I totally believe you can meet somebody else. I mean, that maybe it isn't so much of a deal breaker, but that's just tough.
okay, okay, I'm trying to think how to put this more delicately. If your girl wants children and you're not sure if you do, you better first of all figure out if you are willing to or not. But if you're really on the mindset you don't want children, I think you got to be man enough to walk away and say, because you never want to. Okay, sometimes the girls might, we talked about this earlier, they might compromise a little bit, think, oh, okay, maybe I can live without children because I want to be with you and I love you and blah, blah, blah. But there'll come a point where they'll either regret or resent you for depriving them of having children. Most Filipinos dream to have a family and have children. And I don't know if this girl has already had kids. Maybe she's had kids. And in which case you can have a discussion with her. But my point is, if she really wants children and you really don't, that should be a deal breaker. And you'll have to be the one to make that decision, because she may not. She might be too fearful of losing you, various reasons. So
that's what I was wondering. Is she definitely, your girlfriend has made it clear that she definitely wants children, a child? I mean, are you sure? I guess there's some questions I want to be answered before I could give you a better opinion, but it's good that she's a Christian girl. So I don't know.
Still, you just don't ever want to be the man that's responsible for denying the Filipina her dream of having children. It sounds selfish to me.
Yeah.
If you push a girl and say, look, I'm going to stay with you, but no kids. And if they agree to that, I think there's an act of selfishness.
Yeah.
My opinion. Not everybody's going to agree with that.
Awful one. toxic expats and jealous locals. If you are dating, they're absolutely pathetic place to be. Now, all for one, if you had like bad experiences here, I mean, there are toxic expats. I agree with that. I've seen many of them, and many of them are bloggers, YouTubers, and jealous locals. I've never experienced any jealous locals, and I don't know what they've done to you. I mean, I haven't been looked at strangely or anything when I've been with Che. For the most part, everybody's really friendly to me here. Maybe I'm just saying, did you have this bad experience? Obviously, maybe he had to have had this experience to feel this way.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
But I had a bad experience, you know, when I first got here. You know, I don't want to get into that now, but, you know, the first Filipino I met wasn't the worst. I mean, but I just had an experience that didn't work out very well. And, you know, maybe for a moment, there was a part of me that felt like, gee, is this how all of them are, you know? And that's this, I was just being unrealistic and just upset and whatever, caught up in the moment. But things are better now. And if you want to share more specifics of what you went through, all for one, we'd both be willing to listen, because this is what we like. This is you sharing your experiences, and obviously something happened for you to feel that way. But
and he says, absolutely pathetic place to be. We still don't know where we're really talking about.
right,
And I think he was mentioning an island.
yeah. Is there a specific?
I mean, you can't
Island,
generalize the whole Philippines. That would, you know.
Yeah, there's over 7,000 islands, and I know I'll never get to visit every one of them.
But anyway, yeah, share more.
Ray Moore says M.
Okay.
Maybe that's what it means. Oh, Ray says my age calculation. Oh yeah, he told me this before. My age calculation is half my age plus 7, romance math. So yeah, half his age plus 7.
I'm not sure if I understand that. He's saying that.
So in other words, if he's 60,
no, I understand the math.
Oh.
I just don't understand how you can.
like where he comes up with that. Why
that's important.
Yeah, I don't know if he's ever really told me why. He just told me that was his little romance equation. But
So it's just subjective.
yeah, I mean,
because
I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends. For me, you know, I could say only this, but what happens if you meet somebody that is a couple years off your romance math? I mean, are you going to make an exception for that, or you're just going to be like, nope?
Okay, I think my romance math then would be 1/3 plus 7. Maybe slightly less than that.
Yeah, but again, nobody should be judging what other people do anyway. That's the problem. Ray Moore says, people like what they like. Yep. I have my 19-year-old stalker that thinks
Hot?
whore. Oh, he probably means hot.
Yeah.
But I'm just not attracted to young women. No judgment for those who are. I mean, hey, again, to each his own. You have to go with what you're comfortable with. It's all about you, not what I think, not what anybody else thinks. It's about what you feel and want. You don't, not happy, then yeah, good. You know, I wouldn't think anything of it. I wouldn't say, oh, you're crazy for, you know, but you never know if someone just comes along and just everything that you've never imagined. If it comes down to a number, I don't know. Would you be willing to make an exception? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hot. Yeah, he fixed it. All for one, foreigner tax and scamming people is not very respectful to foreign visitors. They're disgraceful.
Okay, so he's saying the same thing over and over again, but without saying anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, or for one, why don't you share something more than just the negative comments? I mean, you know, you've obviously had an unfortunate experience. And you're not giving any examples of what you've experienced or where you're even talking about.
I just want to know, like you said, where was he living? What island was this? Like, I don't know. I mean, unless, I guess some people can just have, if they didn't have bad luck, they wouldn't have any at all. Maybe I haven't experienced anything like that to ever have those feelings. But I guess if I had constant bad stuff happening, maybe I'd feel that way, but it never happened to me.
It could also be someone that's even never been here and just making negative comments. So we don't know because we're not getting any information. And Ray, our moderator's not here either. So
Oh, Che's here.
you know who that is?
If you don't want to have children, and would you be willing to end the relationship if your partner insisted on having them?
That's a great question.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if you don't want to have children, and would you be willing to end the relationship if your partner insisted on having them? So that can kind of go to the other gentleman's questions about meeting the girl on Christian Filipina, and he goes, I think maybe she wants kids and he's feeling the pressure, and not sure if he really wants to. So
that was my point, is the man has to step up and be a man at that point.
Right.
And not think about just his own selfish interests, but say, okay, you know what? This girl wants a child. I'm not willing to give her one. I'm going to be man enough to walk away in this relationship and allow her to meet someone that can fulfill her dreams.
And that's where it comes down to being a selfish decision.
Yeah. You know,
because you're preventing the other person maybe from moving on.
Yeah.
Meeting somebody who would be willing to.
This is why it's so important to have these discussions early enough in the relationship before you get too attached. Because, you know, if you wait till you're already mad in love with each other and then you discover that this is an issue, it's harder to just walk away.
And then you're ultimately just going to put tension and stress on the relationship between the two of you. Ray says, hey, Che, yes.
Oh, racially, I just know.
Hey, Che, yes, for me, that should be a deal breaker. Personally, I leave it up to God whether I have kids or not. If it happens, it was meant to happen. In your case, it was meant to happen.
Well, in my
because you weren't planning.
Right. I know it wasn't. Mine was a complete surprise. And I do think that was God.
Yep.
I do. But you know what? Sometimes, you know, God gives us the choice too. So it's not like God's not going to make it happen for you. I mean, sometimes, you know, you just got to choose with each other whether you're going to have kids or not, and not rely on, well, if it happens, it happens, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, we haven't given people a reminder to press the like button in a while. Tell them.
Yeah.
Go on, you tell them because my voice is coming. Tell them to hit the like button.
Huh?
Like and subscribe.
Oh, you want me to tell them? Yeah. Hey, if you haven't liked, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to American Christian in the Philippines, or me, myself, called Something Simple, at Something Simple too. We'd appreciate it.
See, you did that so much better than me.
And we got George P. He's the one that was Christian Filipina, I think he's the one. I never married or have children.
Okay, like you.
Yeah, that's me. So I'm sure it would be tough in a way because you've gone so long in your life. And it's not like that I didn't have to think about it a little bit. I'm like, wow, I've gone this long not having any children. What could I have children? Would I be okay with it? This and that. And when I really thought about it, I just was just like, I felt I would be selfish. And especially when I knew it was important to Che. So I said, if we ever got to the point where we were married and we're going to, you know, if the option of children was there, I'd be okay with it. Just because that's the right thing to do. I mean, you know, part of me my mind was thinking, oh no, I never want to have children at this point. But again, it's up to each individual to decide for themselves. I could have easily just said, no, I'm not interested in having children at all, not even consider it. End of story. It falls in your court. You're either not okay with it or you are, and then you go on. We go together or we go our own way. Yeah, but you have to do what you're most comfortable with. And
George, I'm curious, because you suggested you're older. If you want to share with us, how old are you? Because I do think there is a limit. I do think that.
I just didn't want to ask because I thought maybe it was being.
Well,
but the age.
There is a limit. I mean, if you're, and also not just the age, but what kind of health condition are you in? I mean, if you're in your 70s and not in good health, then I don't think that you would be a good candidate for having children. It's not fair because you might not be around long. Yeah. And that's not fair, so I don't know the exact age number of it, but I know there's a limit depending on age and health, where I think you got to say, yeah, I'm past that point where it makes sense.
Another question, George. I'm thinking of it. Where do you live right now? Have you met this individual, this girl you met on Christian Filipina? Have you met her yet face to face? Are you just only in an LDR right now? Like, what stage are you at? How long is it going along? And what is, the age of your girlfriend and stuff like that would be important. So whatever you're comfortable sharing with us, we'll help you give the best advice we can.
Wait a minute. Where am I?
This Robert, one? Yeah. The deal breaker I have, Robert says, the deal breaker I have is when we ask for money right after. Yeah, that's red flag 101. I learned that. But again, I also learned through experience, through the advice of Gary and Leah and other friends, I set the expectation.
Exactly.
I can be just as at fault for someone asking me maybe for money in a way. If I immediately, when you meet them, because we've been spoiled, financially, me in the US, and all of a sudden you want to shower somebody, take care of them right away. Although it's good-hearted of you, although it was good-hearted of me, that can be kind of create a avalanche. You have to be responsible for setting the expectations and don't come on too strong and wanting to do this for them or that for them, because you're just being sympathetic and sorry for maybe the things that they didn't have in life, and you want to give them what you got, right?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, and that doesn't mean that at some point you don't spoil them and give them, it's just you allow the relationship to blossom first, and at some point, I mean, when you've been married as long as I've been now, I mean, it's like now everything's ours. There is no me giving it's you get to that point, of course. But when you're new in a relationship, don't set that expectation. Just like if they ask for money right away, I straight up, they'll give me money. Yeah, I would probably say that's a deal breaker. Mm-hmm. Probably not a good person if that's what they're doing. But more often than not, the girls don't even have to ask for money because so many foreigners are just giving willingly without them asking. Or they're good at dropping hints sometimes. The Philippine girls don't often come straight out and say, hey, I would like some money, please. It might be, in a conversation, I might be saying, oh, my mother's been so sick. I wish you could get some help, but it's okay. Maybe God will provide one day. Oh, let me help you. Yeah. I mean, so manipulating you in some ways into helping and giving. And then there's just like you were talking about, the foreigners that just want to spoil them and start, giving them things they've never had before. But like in the first week of a relationship, of course, now you set the bar, you set the standard and expectation, and you're kind of...
you're becoming the name that they would define someone like that as a simp. I've learned that. SIMP. I was probably a simp when I first got here, to an extent.
Something simp.
Something simp. Yeah, there's your channel name, Something Simp.
Yeah, there you go. All right, where are we?
Oh, wait,
Oh, did I miss something?
you got to go up a little bit. He said his age.
Oh,
Wait.
Did I
Yeah,
miss
we're
one?
really going.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh, I
right
did.
here.
I'm sorry. Oh, good.
George P says, I'm not sure if this is a deal breaker, but she did start saying I love you within about 2 months. I don't think, I mean, this is just me. I don't think that's bad. I mean, if you would have told me like 2 weeks, maybe I'd be a little bit, but again, see, they're in an LDR, so obviously I'm guessing they haven't met face to face yet.
See, I question that. She might feel many reasons that she does love him at that point, but I don't believe you can love someone till you really get to know them.
The love's only going to grow.
Yeah,
I think a girl, not to cut you off, but I
No.
think a girl proclaims their love soon, a Filipino, because they just don't want to lose you.
Right.
They're trying to hold on to you. They know you're on a Christian Filipino dating service. So maybe they're worried that you're talking to somebody else or potentially could talk to somebody else. And she might just want to proclaim her love to you. So she wants to keep you engaged, interested in her until you do meet.
Right.
That's what I would guess.
Right. But yeah, love is run around too easy sometimes.
Yeah.
And, you've got to be with someone, experience someone in person.
And I'm not any doctor of love, just so you know that.
I am.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
Dr. Gary, I'm a work in progress and everything. But yeah,
wouldn't you agree that sometimes, I've heard too many stories on this, but sometimes an LDR relationship is going great, but then when they meet in person, it's not always the same. It's different. Well, yeah, okay. You know what? I didn't think about that. That's right, you did. But I've heard many, many cases. Of course, there's the occasional time where it just all works perfect. LDR to in person and love, and it's all wonderful. But in most cases, I think people have a different experience in person than just from LDR.
And looking back on it now, I don't have any regrets of what happened. I don't. You know what? It goes back to the thing. You got to make mistakes to be able to learn from them. You really do. Yeah. People can say all they want. Don't do this, don't do that. You're going to hear that from the day you're born until now. The best thing that could have happened to me was these experiences that I've had since I've come here, some bad and many more good, but those bad things, I learned from them. I truly experienced it. I touched a hot stove and I got burnt. I don't regret anything that's happened. Robert says, I enjoy the bartering when they try to give you the skin tax. I asked my fiance and her family members what a fair Filipino price is, and I try to negotiate for a fair deal.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand it.
I enjoy the bartering when they try to give you the skin tax. In other words, I'm assuming I think this happened to me the other day. When Che and I were coming home on the bus, we got an air-conditioned bus. The total between both of us was $620 for the trip from Mabinay to Bacolod. I gave him $650. She was under the impression he didn't have the change, he was going to give us the change later. All right, we kept going and going. I'm seeing people paying smaller amounts. I'm like, Che, is he going to give you the 30 pesos back? Like, I'm just watching. I know it's only 30 pesos, but I'm just watching. I'm like, And then she said, well, we'll just ask. We go the whole trip over 3 hours, whatever. And then we're getting off the bus. I'm like, did he ever give you the change? She's just like, no. I said, oh, maybe he forgot. So when we go out, she sees him. She says, whatever, we gave you $650, you owe us 30 pesos or whatever. And he goes, oh, I thought that was my tip. So maybe in a way, bartering or whatever, or being taken advantage of, because I'm a foreigner. Again, I know it's only 30 pesos, but I didn't give it to him as a tip. And he was literally trying to keep it, thinking, oh, foreigner, what's 30 pesos to him? I didn't like that. So I think, was he thinking it was a tip, or was he just saying that because he just wanted to see if we'd forget to ask
Probably,
for it?
yeah.
But when he talks about a skin tax, he's basically foreigner, like bartering, like whereas Che and Leah can go to a public market, they're going to get market value because they're Filipinas. But if we're with them, sometimes they want to raise it up a little bit because they see us. So she's better off going shopping on their own.
Exactly. So
George says he's 57.
so he's young.
So you're young.
And he's never had kids.
And
he's never had kids.
he's never had kids.
George,
he's like my
you'll be blessed.
long lost brother.
It's the most wonderful experience having children, and except when they get sick, it's not a wonderful experience. But overall, though, it's just you've got to experience it. If you never experienced it, you got to do it. Unless
he's lived his life. There are people that just don't feel comfortable and just don't want kids. That experience could change your way of thinking, but maybe he's just not interested.
Right, and that's when I would say those are the ones that should go with when they get in relationships. Pick an older woman, something that doesn't need kids anymore, or whatever. Just and go do your thing and enjoy life. But if you're with a woman that's young, obviously an age where they still want children, then you can't have that attitude. Pick someone that doesn't want kids.
Yeah. Alright. Says I use my romance math for setting perimeters on dating sites. Meeting been in person. Depend on the woman. Just saying that I don't intentionally search for women. Okay, I don't intentionally search for a woman a certain age either. You just meet people and you either click or you don't.
Even in my case, which is we got a pretty dramatic age gap difference, but I wasn't looking for a young person at that time. No, because I knew I wanted a serious relationship. I wanted to meet someone for a lifelong relationship. Age wasn't a factor for me, but it still just happened. It's a story for another. We told on our channel, but it just we clicked, as you would say. And
well, who reached out to who? Leah reached out to you, didn't she?
She did, and I responded. I don't want to get the details wrong. I have to watch the video. We did the whole video on that experience, and
but all I was saying is did Leah make the initial contact with you?
She pressed. She saw my profile and pressed like a like or whatever they do, and then I responded.
So basically she initiated the conversation.
You could say that, yeah.
Because like you said, you weren't. I'm just trying to say you weren't intentionally looking for younger people.
And I didn't know how, when this person liked my profile, I didn't know how old she was at the time. Because they don't always go around advertising exactly how old they are.
Right.
And sometimes they lie. Right.
Yeah.
Probably more often than not, they do lie.
How old is your girlfriend, George? Lean says she wants to know. See, this is an interesting conversation with George. Well, we'll find out what George's age is.
I can see
or her age. Oh, yeah, I do see it down there. Yeah.
Well, we'll just skip to that one. 33, right?
Yeah.
So what it says.
So she's 33. So there's that's like, I wouldn't even think that's an age gap. Like when I hear 57 and 33, to me, that's like,
yeah. And
I have friends that were in their 30s dating people in their 50s back home.
Hello, beautiful. You want to come and say hi? Come on. Quickly, because we're on the live stream. Okay, here's my little beautiful daughter. She wants to come and give Daddy a hug. Say hi. Want to say hi? I bet Mommy doesn't know you're in here, huh? Anyway, see, you got a children are such a blessing. How you feeling today? You feeling better? She good?
Yeah.
All right, off you go.
Just miss your daddy. Come here, Gracie. Gracie,
Oh, you miss your daddy. Oh, love you.
come here. Gracie.
I don't think she's camera shy at all.
No. You're the beautifulest girl, aren't you?
Come on.
You're the beautifulest girl.
There's people watching.
It's all right, I'm sure.
Come on.
People love to see sweet things.
Come on.
Okay, I'll come in a minute. Okay. Well,
I'll
come
give
on.
you something.
That's the wonderful thing about life. You never know what's going to happen, right?
Try to stop Harvard.
Give her a treat or something.
Okay, come on.
Oh, what are you going to get?
No, no.
What do you mean, no? Okay. You can sit here for a minute if you're quiet, okay? And we'll go to the next one. All right. So that, I forgot where we were.
Oh, well, she said we got the age 33.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big age gap.
No, so my question would be then on that is 33, she's never had children? Or did they already say that? I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know if she said that if she's ever had children or not.
Okay, next one.
Raymore says, I'm not a moderator on this channel, Gary, only Leah's channel. Oh.
Uh-huh. So I don't think we need one anyway.
George P. I'm from the USA and we've been LDR for 7 months and I visited her a few months ago. Oh, so then he has already met her face to face. And then does she or doesn't she already have any kids?
Yeah.
Lean says, saying I love you is okay, but never forget your boundaries. This is my perspective. Yeah. I guess I always say, don't say it if you don't really mean it either. And like you said, love gets thrown around too easily.
That's right.
You can like someone and people are saying, instead of saying I like you, they say I love you. Yeah, they throw that word around very, very easily. So then you can skip that one because that was the 33. Too much showing love and affection may lead to being abusive. I would hope not.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are people like that exist.
For sure.
That's called, especially showing too much love too soon. Oh, I mean abuse for being kind.
Okay,
Yeah.
So with the monkey feet, huh?
Oh yeah, especially if you're in the early going. Like some people may think loving someone, saying that so soon might think
He took daddy hat off.
you're in a much more serious relationship than you are, as far as intimacy and stuff like that goes. You know, people think once they get the I love you, that means all systems go, and that doesn't always necessarily mean that.
No.
Che said, how would you feel if your partner asked to undergo fertility testing before getting married? Is that a deal breaker? I've never been tested for fertility, but
All right, so that's the question.
I guess she's directing that towards me.
If she said, okay, I want to make sure that everything works okay, would that be a deal breaker?
Her and Leah have been talking. I would do it, but I'd feel kind of weird doing it. But yeah.
Well,
I can't say I've ever been.
Let me answer about by the way. I would say there wouldn't be any need to do it unless you had reasonable reason to believe that you may not be fertile.
Well, yeah, I don't have any reason to believe that I'm not. Either way, like I don't know. I've never gotten anybody pregnant. And maybe just because I'm lucky.
All right, you say you never got anybody pregnant, but have you ever tried to get anybody pregnant?
No.
Okay, so you haven't tried to get someone pregnant, and did you used to, between whoever you were in a relationship with, did you have some kind of birth control?
Somewhere.
Okay, so you won't.
That's when I was younger. The girl would be on birth control. So yeah, there was always some sort of protection method taking
Exactly.
place.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, so that would be like, okay, now I just answered. We just answered my own question.
I mean, if you tried to have or get someone pregnant and didn't work, then it would be reasonable for someone to say, you should get a fertility test. You know, if you have reason to believe.
No.
If you don't have reason to believe, then
that would never tried.
Right. If you never tried and you've got no reason to think that you can't, then it wouldn't be so necessary. That's just something, because when you do get to the point, let's say fast forward, you get married and you talk about, okay, now's a good time to have children. If she's not getting pregnant, then you can go. There's lots of things that doctors can do at that point to figure out if there's a reason why you're not getting pregnant.
And here's another question that comes from all this, and it goes both ways. A foreigner could be with a Filipina, maybe interested in having children. She's never had children. Let's just say somebody that's never had children, and you try and try and try. It might not necessarily be because of the man. The girl might not be able to get pregnant either for whatever reasons. There's always that possibility. So what I'm getting at is, would that be a deal breaker in a relationship for a foreigner if he can't have children, or would that be a deal breaker if the man wasn't fertile enough to get a Filipina pregnant? Would that be a deal breaker for a Filipina who wants children, but she loves the man? I'm sorry, honey, I can't. We tried, and then you go get tested. You can't have children. Would that be a deal breaker for? I guess you don't know until you're.
Okay, so as long as you've, I'm not saying you, but any couple have been honest with each other to the point where you get into nothing, you won't get married on false information, like where you knew you couldn't and you got married anyway. But if you get to the point and you get married and you find out there's a medical reason, but you're already married, then you absolutely have to work on the marriage and, just accept that's God's plan for you, because marriage is a sacred thing. And once you're married, especially as a Christian, you really shouldn't, unless something dramatic happens, you shouldn't break up for reasons like that. Now, that wouldn't be a valid reason to break up or to end a marriage. That's why these things have to be dealt with before. But again, as I said, if you don't have any reason to believe that you have an issue, then it wouldn't be normal just to go get tested. But if your partner, for their peace of mind, wanted you to, or not you, I'm just talking any couple, should they?
I guess if you love them, I think if that's important to your partner and you love her, then you should.
Okay.
I mean, pretty easy. It's a simple thing to do. Something simple. Oh.
Hello, Filipina.
The new bromance.
Formerly Filipina and foreigner. I still haven't got used to the new name. It's not that new anymore.
Well, now I'm more familiar because he was on my live stream and I was walking around yesterday.
He came to a Bible study.
Yeah.
He was in our Bible group.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying I've recognized when I saw Filipino moments, I knew, because it was so small, I couldn't see the emoji, but I knew who it was.
Mm-hmm. The new bromance.
We were talking about
Is that us?
Yeah, that's the new bromance, is us.
Yeah.
Jay, what if your partner asks?
Oh, did we do that one?
Did we have that twice?
Wait a minute.
Maybe not. Maybe you want.
No, it was there. Wait a minute. That was that one. Is that the same question?
Yeah, I guess. Well, what if your partner asks you to undergo fertility testing before getting married? Is it available?
You just answered that. I think you said no.
It sounds like this. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Almost. One's how would you feel, and the second one is what if your partner asked you? So it's sort of the same thing.
Trying to ask me something, Jay? Raymore, absolutely not, Jay. If you have talked about wanting children, then finding about if it's possible is smart. Yep.
And it is, I mean, although you're young, in your case, I know I would picking on you, but still, at 55 is young, but not young, and never having kids is unusual, right?
Blessed.
I mean, no, it's more people at 55 have had kids than not.
I'm lucky.
Yeah, you could be, but so there is more reason to be like, wow, you're 55, never had kids, you know.
Maybe we should have turned this into the Michael Che deal breakers live stream.
It was just certainly makes
I don't know. Philip says, Gary and Mike, how are you guys doing? We're doing good, big guns.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Philip, big guns.
Muscle guy.
How you doing, Philip? Thanks for being here.
We're good.
We're just talking about deal breakers, getting Filipinas pregnant or not. Ray says, hello, Philip. Ray says, hey, Gracie.
By the way, Gracie is spelled Gracey.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong one time too, sent him a message and he corrected me. He wants it spelled right. It's my daughter, you spell it right.
There you go.
Okay, guys, I'm off to immigration. I'll leave this account streaming. Thanks, Ray. Good luck at immigration.
Have fun.
My first experience in this one in Cold was very smooth, simple, nothing like Dumageddon. I was in and out. I was the only person there on the day I did it, in and out. Whereas Dumageddon, there's a line.
Yeah, and in Dumageddon, they make you wait out that dirty little hallway.
Well, yeah, it was like you're down an alley. It's very narrow.
Terrible place to wait. No air conditioning. No, it's just.
But then again, there's a lot of foreigners there. But then I keep seeing videos, people talking about foreigners are all leaving Dumageddon. So,
you know, there is a lot that are moving out, but there's still a lot going in. A lot more turnaround of foreigners, that's for sure. Cool.
No, she never married or had children or even had a real boyfriend except for one LDR. Well, sounds like a good person to me.
Give her a
the
child,
fact that
George.
she's 30.
Give her a child.
Huh?
Give her a child.
Yeah, the fact that she's 33, never been married, no children. I'm assuming she wants children with you and you've met face to face. I assume everything went well when you met and you're still communicating with her. I guess, what's the pressure that you're feeling, the hesitation on you maybe having children? Is it just because you're 57? You feel like you're beyond the point of where you don't want to have children? I mean, I can understand why you might feel that way, but I guess I'm just curious as to what is his concern.
57 is a good age.
57
is a good age.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's the age I got my wife pregnant.
There you go, George.
There you go. That was I believe that was, must be, 57.
It sounds like she's a good girl. I mean, 33, never married, no kids is not something you find. Philip says, yes, my soon-to-be wife, she has 6 kids, been taking care of them for about 29 months before I built up the courage to move down and step up the role model for the kids. And she is 39 years young. So I like how he says that. And I am 60 years young. Why'd you call yourself old and her young? You're young too. 60 years young. Hey, what up, Mr. Ray? So yeah, wow. I mean, God bless you, Philip. She's got 6 kids. And you've been a role model for all of them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's been a challenge before I went to the Philippines. Philip, I love you, Gary and Mike, Ray, and good folks you are. Yeah, we appreciate it. We love you too. We love anybody that says you love you, and it's not a red flag either. It's not too soon to tell somebody you love them.
And anybody that's built like that, I love them anyway.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything else.
Yeah, somebody that's got big guns like that, you say you love us, we're gonna say we love you too. Well, Philip says, I've been in many relationships with Peni, but I ran into a lot of difficulty times. But with Laura Beth, she is truly a winner, as you all have. That's great.
Continued.
We all remember, we all have a choice. We could pick anybody we want, and we have the capability to do so. The way we take care of ourselves, the way we love ourselves, and the way we respect others. Totally agree with that.
Yeah. Okay, my goodness, I just realized it's already 10:10. So, and we're getting close to the end of the questions. So we'll keep going for a few more minutes.
Okay.
It's up to you guys. You want us to go a little longer? My kid's not going to need to be picked up, as you saw. She was here a little bit ago, so I don't have to leave, except we probably need to get coffee.
We're definitely doing that.
But we'll go as long as we get to the last question.
Okay.
So it's up to the people watching. I can't wait to see the next question from Jay.
Oh, no.
Don't read it yet. Don't read ahead. Hey.
Filipino Moment says, love you guys in the Lord. And yes, the one time at the Bible study is a treasured memory. God bless you. Yeah, I won't forget it. That was when he was with his son. His son was with him.
Right.
And then you guys did the video interview with them, I think after Bible study, like in Ground Zero, because his son was all on the music and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah. You know, just so you know, we do have a new Bible study we started just 3 weeks ago. We had to cancel Saturday because of sicknesses and you were away out of town. And but we'll be resuming Saturday.
Yeah.
We're having at a place called Cafe Bob's. It's their flagship on Laxon Street, 10:30 Saturday mornings. Anybody watching that lives in the area, please join us. And Filipino Moments. If you're in the area, come join us.
Yeah, we definitely welcome you. Enjoy having you back.
Here we go. Che is coming up.
Oh no. I sent my comment once, ha ha ha, I don't know what's wrong. All right. We were thinking you were really trying to hammer home your comment, and that's why you sent it twice. But,
Funny. All right, this may be the last one coming up. We'll see.
Which has been good. George, I really appreciate this. Has been interesting, actually really ties into what's going on with about deal breakers. George says, because I'm getting cold feet about that, and I want to travel and be more free, I suppose. You know what? You don't have to have kids right away. Maybe that's the conversation you can have with her. You know, I mean, I've even had this conversation with Che. I don't want to have, like, if we get married, there's no guarantees in anything, but if we get married, then I just want to be married for a while and then us do whatever we want to. Then children are later. Yeah, I don't, because I know what happens when you have a child through other people's experiences. That freedom goes away to an extent. It opens up a whole other world with a child, which is a blessing. Everything good, but yeah, like I think, you know, maybe you and your girlfriend can come to some sort of agreement if you care about her that much. And you've never, I mean, I don't know, did he say if he's had children or not?
No, he hasn't.
Huh?
He hasn't.
Yeah, so that's something you guys can talk about. But yeah, I told Che, I said, I don't want children right away. I want to enjoy this.
Right, but you've also got to take into account ages. And in his case, she's 33.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so yeah, she is older.
Her window of time, also, you don't want to be too old. So really, I don't think he has that luxury. You have more time because Che is much younger.
Yeah, Che's younger.
But even in your case, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, even though you're young, it's not like you should be thinking, 5, 6, 7 years from now, because now you're getting into your 60s and you want to be a healthy father for your children. So I would even say for you, I would limit to a certain point. I don't know what age is, but definitely best before you're 60.
Well,
that's 5 years. If you can't enjoy and travel and have all your fun in that time.
And I also look at it like this, George, too. Like, I don't know, like for me to retire at 55 early, I had to take financially, I had to take somewhat with my pension, a pay cut. I'm not touching anything else like 401k. I'm not touching, obviously, Social Security is not until 62. Who knows where that'll be come then, but I have a budget that I have to stick to as well. And when you have children, I explain this to Che, like you have to have money to take care of children. So you have to really, I have to be smart and be responsible as a man. Because if I'm going to bring a child into this world, I want this child to have a good quality of life. I don't want to be just scraping by bare bones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Only I do, but I'm only because as you're saying that, I'm thinking about a friend of mine, close friend, who he's 5 years younger than me, so he's 57 now, and he's married, Filipina, and never had children, and never been married before either. He's married now to the Filipino, but I've known him all my life, pretty well, certainly for, how old am I now? Oh, probably 30 years. And he always had that attitude. I'm not going to have kids until I can provide the life I want to give them. And he went through a lot of disasters financially that I went through. And so he kept putting, the idea of meeting someone, settling down, having a family, so kept putting, and then when he did meet someone, it's like, well, no, I've got to work on a business. We've got to make money. I've got to get set up. And life just flies by. And we get to a point now where it's like, wow, maybe I've left it too long. And now she's older, he's older. And I don't know if he'll ever have kids now. But my point I'm making is we shouldn't just put off something like because of finances.
oh yeah, it's not just because of that, but that does
It plays into
factors
it,
into
you
it.
know, it's not, and again, in your case, it's not like, even though you take a reduction, you live in the Philippines, and it's not going to kill you financially to have a child. It's not that bad,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, I don't really.
unless there's medical issues, I guess, but it's really not as expensive as you think.
It's probably less expensive here than it would be in the U.S.
Oh,
Not even close.
not even close. All right, I think, was that the last question?
Yeah, I guess that was
All right,
it.
well, that seems like a good time. We've been an hour and 47 minutes. It's actually our longest live stream I think we've done, or close to it. So I want to thank you for being here today. Have you got any last comments?
No, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I wanted to thank George again for, giving some details and that was kind of tied into the topic of today. And hey, if you're not subscribed, George, to either one of our channels, subscribe and feel free to reach out to either Gary, American Christian in the Philippines, mine, Something Simple. And yeah, we hope to see you again and hope things work out and you can update us what's going on. And everybody else that's been here, thank you for being here. Oh, okay. George just said, thank you guys for your input. From a Christian perspective, take care. And then he said, reach out. So,
All right, next week.
Next Tuesday, we'll be back again.
On location somewhere.
Oh, yeah, different location.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about, the plan is to talk about money.
okay, yeah,
That's
yeah.
where it's
Fine.
good when
There
we
we
finish
go.
it, we just
Yeah,
talk
we
about money.
went from that to money. Yeah,
There you
he'll probably have more information than I will, but it's going to be about money and what it takes, costs and stuff living here in the Philippines.
Thank you very much, Philip. Thanks, everybody. We are out of here. We'll see you next week, 8:30. Join us again. God
Peace.
bless.
See you guys or girls.